how you should start your paper, how your paper presentation, and what all you should do uh, before starting the paper, how you should calm yourself completely on the day of examination. So let me wait for few more viewers to join in, and then I will start. Let's wait for some viewers, and otherwise by that time if you have any query you can start up with. You can start. I could see few viewers, so you can start up asking your queries. Okay, I'll start sharp at 6 p.m. I have given the time 6 p.m. to the people, so I'll be starting 6 p.m. sharp. Okay, so my clock says it's 6 p.m. So let's stick to the time. As you know, time is very precious. That you will be realizing in your, as a student or as a teacher also, I realize. Now, dear students, I want you all to calm yourself first completely, because you know all of us, whenever we are experiencing these type of situations, we do experience stress. First thing is acceptance, that is the key. Now, as a psychology student, you know that there are various techniques which you can use for yourself on the day of examination that will help you prevent any type of distress. Your stress is good, but distress is not. So that you all know, first thing is, while you are leaving for the examination, while you are on the, say, your vehicle, or you are moving, walking, it's better that you walk and go. As you know, physical movement help us to reduce stress. So you can walk and go, or when you are in vehicle, instead of revising from your books at that time, just try to calm yourself by humming. That will help you. Just for this, it helps. Then, when you enter the examination hall, there is lot of time. I hope all of you are reaching to the examination hall on time. Is my voice reaching you? Some of you have joined. Is my voice reaching you? Thank you for liking and sending. Just let me know if I am audible to you all. And yes, see, one thing is that as soon as you enter, you have some time before in your examination hall. So at that time, instead of discussing here and there and getting more nervous or something, you should sit still as possible, and just keep on observing your thoughts. This question doesn't come to me, or I haven't done this. You just challenge. Now can I do it? You need to challenge your thoughts at that time. If you are able to challenge them, your anxiety reduces. And if not with this method, just start deep breathing. It will help you. Or you can also take a sip of water. See, these techniques you should follow before appearing for the examination. Now till the question paper is distributed, now you are settled. You are receiving the question paper with calm mind, as you have done lot of exercises beforehand. Okay. Now, yes, hi. I am unable to read your name, child. It is Cherry. Cherry, welcome. I think for the first time I'm seeing your name on the channel. So I welcome you, and I was just telling that before examination how you should calm yourself. And now when you have received the question paper, you have to make effective use of the reading time. Children, writing without planning in the brain is not going to fetch you anything. Okay? Because we do not want that you keep writing and write all the things which are not related to the question. So, you should make use of reading time effectively. First thing, read all the MCQs, and in MCQs, some MCQs only you would be finding, because I think I am talking to the toppers. So only few MCQs, maybe one or two, might be requiring your time. Otherwise, you would be finding that you are aware of the answers. To just read and keep in your mind. I am not saying that mark it, because it is not allowed in the board papers. So you just um, be thorough with the answer at that time of the MCQs, and one or two, if they are not coming, attempt it at the last. Next, second thing you will do is reading of the question in the section 2 and section 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. If there are choices which you need to attempt, then what you do is you just think which question I am going to attempt in this, which I know the best. Then read the case study. 15 minutes are sufficient, okay, for the reading time which the board has kept. You should make effective use of it. In fact, you practice whatever I am telling you today. You practice and see how it works. First, calm yourself, make use of reading time. Now you come up. Now you start writing with a plan in hand. Now, see, to stick to the, I had written on the board some points. I hope they might be visible to you that side. Although when I am looking this side, the inverted image is coming. Okay. So stick to the word limit, children. No need to write extra. But what gives the marks to the topper is the structured answer. You know, what does a structured answer mean? It means that your answer has an introduction, your answer has some conclusion, and in between, if possible, some chart or the points. Okay, so that you have to plan beforehand, and I hope you all must have, you have prepared. Now you just, in these 2 days, which 2-3 days which are left, you just think of in your brain how you are going to present these answers. Okay, now the next thing is how to divide the time in the paper. So children, I would suggest that give less time to A, B and F section. It is going to give you 1 marks or 2 marks at the most, isn't it? Section B is having 5 questions of 2 marks. So whatever you write, you will only get 2 marks. Okay? And A and F are having 1 marks question. So less of time you divide for section A. Thank you for acknowledging, children. This gives me that yes, someone is listening to me. Some of you are sending hearts. Thank you for that. And you see, A, B and F section, you just give less of the time. Now you start planning how much time you will be giving. Divide the time. Maximum time you should give to section E, where you have long answers. Okay, where you have long answers and they are of 6 marks each. You have to write 2. You will get the choice. In the long answers, decide which you have prepared well. Take up the answers which fetch you more marks. wherein you can draw some flow chart. Okay, you will be scoring better, so that you decide that decision making power ability should be there. Yes, if I write this, I'll be able to do it better. Then what you do is, in section C and D also you should devote more time. That is the section where you get the marks. Okay. First, according to me, yes, according to this evaluation scheme also, some of the channels are telling you that you should attempt the paper in serial order. It's best. It's okay. But still, if you want, you can divide it into section. And in section also, whichever answer you are knowing first, you write that nicely. And suppose you have left some question, then at the last also you can attempt. What you do is, you just, hello children, and then you can just write. Suppose you have attempted 20th question, then you attempted 23rd question. 22 at the moment you were not able to, you were not confident enough, but don't leave. Don't leave. Even at the last you do, but at that mention, after 21 question, you mention 22 is done at the last. So that the evaluator who is checking online gets an idea, yes, this question answer I will be getting in the end. So he will not mark you as not attempted or has not means and will not mark 0 also for that. Okay, so these things you have to keep in mind. And in section 3 and section 4, that is C and D, you would be getting some questions. Thank you, beta. You are acknowledging, you are listening. Okay, comments you're writing, Nikunj. Now, you see, in the case-based questions, suppose you get some case, like Ria is under stress and now she is using these type of coping strategies. Now you start the question with the name of Ria only. Okay, do relate it with the concept, with the question, and then you come to the answer. That is your, if it is relating to coping strategy, you write, I think Ria uses these type of coping strategies. Answer you have to write the same. Okay, but do cut in one line. That gives a better impression to the examiner. Okay, and after this, what you do is, you, as I was telling you, using all these strategies which I have talked about here, you should attempt one mock test in these 2-3 days and then revert back to me and tell whether these tips do help or not. Okay, if you will be doing. Now you see how to presentation matters. So I am telling you, last year this question on intelligence, I hope you can see a little bit. See, this question on intelligence is the interplay of heredity and environment was there in the paper. I think with this only the paper started, adopted a studies table. Last year paper started with this. So this time I am expecting this in 3 or 4 markers. So for 3 markers, whatever I have written on the chart is more than sufficient. Only thing is, I saw in the match the column. I saw in the match the column, right? You are right, Nikunj. It was there. So here, what you do is, you just write here when you start the answer, intelligence is equal to heredity and environment. Then make a cloud, head debatable issue. Then explain intelligence here, which I have written. You please write the definition or the meaning of intelligence here also. And then affected by heredity and environment. Now you are explaining what is heredity means, genes. Okay, genes from parents. What are the other factors? Inborn mental potential, that is heredity sets the limit for the uh, environment role to play. Okay, see, both are equally important actually, and still it is a debatable issue. So now environment, family, socio-economic status, here you have mentioned in short. See, when you are presenting the answer in this way, you are using less of words and little time in presenting that. Okay? And it is very clear to the examiner that yes, this child has studied this topic. And here you can write evidences. Of course, in the questions like this, you have to support them with the evidences. So what you do is, you mention twin studies and studies on adopted children and present them in this tabular form. Then you write what is the result, that is identical twins have similar IQ even if separated. This sort of 1-2 lines you can write about the result of these studies. And then thus intelligence, this is the conclusion. Thus intelligence cannot be explained only by heredity, and it needs to be explained by, like this you can present 3 marker question. Okay, or if it is 4 markers, you have to increase a little bit, that you can think of. For example, this hierarchic theory also, if I did tell you how I have presented this hierarchic theory, please write the names of the psychologists separately. If you are good in remembrance, let the examiner also know. Let the examiner know that you know the names. That is going to fetch you extra marks. Means not extra in terms of, means more than the maximum limit of the question, but if the examiner is giving you say 1.5, so he will exceed to 2. Now you see hierarchic, you have written the Robert Sternberg's name and the year of the theory in the cloud. Then the definition of intelligence here. Then you are telling that there are 3 types of intelligence, and that 3 types also you have highlighted. And after that 3 types, you are making it in terms of the flow chart. Analytical component, knowledge component. Now you are writing only one line about it. Analytical component has 3 parts. Okay, you must have prepared the theory till now. Otherwise, you have all the videos uploaded of the intelligence chapter also on my channel. You can view them in detail. So here, analytical component, knowledge component, meta component, performance component, experiential. 3 marks, this is sufficient. 3 marks, this is sufficient. Yes, knowledge acquisition, you're right, Nikunj. I have written knowledge component, knowledge acquisition is also correct. Okay, then experiential, contextual, practical intelligence. And here I haven't mentioned street smartness. Some of the things you can include more in the 4 markers. Street smartness should be included somewhere here in the chart. Okay, is it clear? You do not have to use different ink pen, you know. You just have to use pencil and the blue pen. Use darker ink, as I was suggesting yesterday also to the child who was getting panic with the digital evaluation. You all just have to use darker ink when it comes to the anxiety of digital evaluation. Otherwise, it is nothing, as I told you. Teachers are not getting the paper on the table, they are getting it on the screen, and so many advantages already uploaded. Okay, yes, let me read if some of you have any doubt. street smartness and business sense, that is practical intelligence. Yes. I was not discussing the questions today. I'm just giving you an overview of how you should attempt your paper. Okay. Yes. Now, you tell me if you have any doubt or if you practice some other strategy to write the paper, you can share. We learn from each other, as I always tell to my children. So you can tell me while writing your comments as you all are writing. Very good. Nikunj is writing many comments. Very good. Nikunj. Ma'am, which section to should I attempt first? See, any section which is thorough with you. I would suggest that start with section E if as because you all are, I'm talking to the topper students right now. So section E you can write first. That is 6 marker questions that requires time and that gives you um, opportunity to create an impression on the examiner that yes, you are a good student. You know, you can present it well, you can devote little extra time, as I was telling you that you should devote more time to section E, C, D instead of A, B and F. A, you can attempt at last also. Some many students do so. A, because if it is correct, you will take 1 minute to write, or it depends on you. To this time you start is practice once and see. Sit for 3 hours. Just take out one set of your 3 hours and solve any mock with these strategies which I am telling you, because there are individual differences. But if you take my opinion, I think many of my students who are doing good, they are starting from section E. They are starting from section E because that is the thing, when you have covered that portion, you are also at ease that yes, I had covered this main portion of the paper. Then you start with 3 and 4 markers, right? And then you come and do 2 markers. In 2 markers, just give 2 points. And if you are attempting from section E, you get an advantage. Psychological advantage it is, and psychologically you are giving a message to the examiner that yes, my paper was getting you were experiencing that anxiety ki chhoot na jaye paper, so you were writing little faster for section 2. So in that you scored marks instead of 1.5, 2 also at times as per what you have written. Okay, I always start from section E. Very good. But in curiosity, I write so much that please, this is, you do not have to show extra to the examiner. You have to divide your time. You have to plan your answers. This happens with the children. They want to show little extra. It is not only you, please. It happens with many children. They want to tell that yes, a 6 markers, I think 3 pages are more than sufficient for the 6 markers. If I talk about the pages, then like for 2 markers, half a page, depends on the presentation. You are leaving one line in between the 2 points. And yes, leave 2 lines after each question. Leave 2 lines after each question so that the examiner is very much clear with yes, now this question is completed and the other is start. So these are the points which I wanted to, yes, I was telling you half a page for 2 marker. Then you say one, if you know the answer and you can present it well, then maybe 1.5 page for 3 and 4 markers. And then 3 pages at the most are more than sufficient for the 2 markers, 6 markers. Sorry. Yes. Any other doubt, any other thing you want to ask regarding the paper presentation or regarding anything, any strategy which you want to know about? Whatever I wanted to tell you, I had shared. Anyone? Because I could see few students watching till now. So if you have anything to ask, you may ask. Otherwise, we meet tomorrow in the live. If you want to suggest something which I should discuss in the live tomorrow, you are most welcome. You want me to discuss CBQs, which I discussed yesterday only, or because it was very 15-16 only, and you must be practicing more. Then, if you want me to discuss the 2 markers, 3 markers, what it is that you want me to discuss tomorrow. Otherwise, I will come up with what I want to tell you all. Anything, Nikunj? Do you want anything in specific for tomorrow? Since you are actively taking part. Are you there? Maybe he is unable to listen, or maybe he is not there. Okay, so just relax, approach examination with a happy mind. You all are psychology students, you understand. Yes, I am here, so I wanted to know whether you want me to discuss anything in specific for tomorrow. Anything which, any query just now? Yes, you asked that yes, section E I should attempt. I have been attempting first, so that is okay. I will be fine with according to you. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, children, thank you so much. Take care and study well.